A crewed mission to Mars is not just a mere idea, but a reality in the making. But before we can set foot on the red planet, there's a lot of planning to be done. With Mars and Earth constantly moving around the Sun, the ideal launch window for this decade is coming up in 2029. Just recently, Elon Musk dropped a bombshell about a NASA discovery on Mars that could have far-reaching implications for the planned colonization of the planet. What does this mean for humanity's future on Mars? Let's dive into the video to find out. Mars is one of the solar system's most fascinating planets. Its thin and cold atmosphere, which is mostly composed of carbon dioxide, make it an inhospitable place for human habitation. The planet is also prone to extreme dust storms that can cover the entire planet, as well as Marsquakes, a type of earthquake that rumbles the surface on a regular basis. The iron-rich minerals in the soil give it the planet's regolith, which is made up of loose dust and rock, and gives its red color. Despite its inhospitable environment, Mars has captivated the minds of humans for many decades. The ancient Romans named the planet after their god of war because of its bloody hue, while the Greeks called it after their god of war Ares. Mars is home to some of the most unique geological features in the solar system. Olympus Mons, one of the largest volcanoes in the solar system, is large enough to encompass the entire state of New Mexico. Did you know that Mars has the highest mountain and the longest, deepest valley in the solar system? The Valles Marineris Valley System is one of the deepest and longest in the solar system, covering approximately 1/5 of the distance around Mars. Scientists believe that the stretching of the crust is what caused the Valles Marineris to rift. There are channels, valleys, and gullies all over Mars, indicating that liquid water once flowed across the planet's surface. The surface of Mars is dotted with craters, but the number of craters varies greatly between locations. Hellas Planitia, the planet's largest crater, is 1,400 miles wide, whereas the northern hemisphere's surface is younger and has fewer craters. Some craters have unique deposits of debris that resemble hardened mud flows, which could be evidence of past impacts. In a 2018 study, scientists hypothesized that the salty water beneath Mars' surface could contain significant amounts of oxygen, which could support microbial life. The tilt of the planet's rotation axis causes temperature fluctuations, with flat, low-lying plains and the northern hemisphere's youngest surface, which may have formed from water flows. In addition to the possibility of microbial life and the abundance of natural resources on Mars, the discovery of Phobos and Deimos adds scientific significance to the planet and makes it even more appealing as a subject for exploration and even research. Astronomer S.F. Hall is the man who made the discovery back in 1877. But it was his wife, Angelina, who encouraged him to keep searching for a moon of Mars when he was about to give up. And that evening, he found Deimos, and just 6 days later, Phobos. Phobos and Deimos were named after the sons of Ares, the Greek war god, with Phobos referring to fear and Deimos to terror. Both moons are thought to be made of ice and carbon-rich rock that is covered in dust and loose boulders. They have an uneven shape due to their small size and lack of gravity, with Phobos reaching a width of 17 miles and Deimos reaching a width of 9 miles, compared to Earth's moon, which is 2,159 miles wide. The moon's craters are the result of meteor strikes, with Phobos having an elaborate network of grooves that may have formed after the impact that created the moon's largest crater. This hole is roughly half the width of Phobos and is about 6 miles across. The origins of Phobos and Deimos are still unknown, with some astronomers claiming that ultraviolet light reflected from Phobos proves that the moon is a captured asteroid. Phobos is actually slowly spiraling towards Mars, getting closer to the planet every century by about 6 feet. Phobos will either collide with Mars or disintegrate, leaving a ring of debris around the planet in about 50 million years. Many countries and space agencies, including NASA, Russia, the European Space Agency, China, Japan, and the Soviet Union, have struggled to explore Mars, with numerous missions lost. Galileo Galilei was the first person to use a telescope to see Mars in 1610. and astronomers discovered the planet's polar ice caps in the following century. Researchers thought that they saw a system of long canals on Mars in the 19th and 20th centuries that could have been evidence of past civilizations. These observations, however, proved to be incorrect interpretations of geological features. Nonetheless, a handful of Martian rocks have fallen to Earth, providing researchers with a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to examine Mars fragments without leaving Earth. One of the most controversial discoveries was Alan Hill's 84001, a Martian meteorite that may contain minute fossils and other signs of Martian life. This theory has been questioned by other researchers, but the team behind the study has stuck to its conclusions. In 2018, a different meteorite study discovered that organic molecules, the building blocks of life but not necessarily proof of life itself, may have arisen on Mars through chemical reactions akin to those in batteries. The first successful landing on Mars occurred in 1976 when NASA's Viking 1 lander made contact with the planet's surface. Viking 1 took the first close-up images of the Martian surface, but found no compelling evidence of life. The biggest breakthrough, however, came with the launch of the Mars Odyssey spacecraft in 2001. The results were nothing short of incredible, as the data revealed massive amounts of water ice lurking beneath the Martian surface, most notably within the top 3 feet of the planet. However, NASA did not stop there. In 2011, they took the next step in their quest for extraterrestrial life with the launch of the Curiosity rover, part of the Mars Science Laboratory mission. Later, on July 30th of 2020, they launched the Perseverance Mars rover mission with the same goal of discovering evidence of past life on the Red Planet. The Perseverance team encountered an early challenge when the initial rock they planned to drill proved to be the wrong type for their equipment, resulting in it being crushed and labeled as the lost sample. However, the team quickly adapted and successfully continued drilling other rocks. The leading goal is to collect 2 samples from each rock, which will take years to complete. As for the next step for the samples, the team is keeping their options open and could either leave them on Mars' surface for later retrieval or bring them back to Earth. Meanwhile, the Perseverance rover has successfully deployed 10 sample tubes containing rock and dust samples across the surface of Mars. The samples will be used as a backup in the event that the rover fails to deliver its onboard samples during a subsequent collection mission. If by chance they are covered in dust, the locations of each tube have been meticulously mapped and can be found and collected by future Ingenuity-like helicopters. Everything was going normally with the Perseverance mission until a surprising event occurred during the sample collection process. One of the rock samples suddenly went missing, leaving the team puzzled. The coring system appeared to function properly, but the metal tube containing the sample was discovered to be empty. This unusual occurrence has sparked a lot of speculation and theories about what caused it. Some believe that the rock had unusual properties, which caused it to vanish, while others believe it could be evidence of something truly extraterrestrial. Strange things have happened on Mars before, leading some to speculate that the Red Planet may hold secrets beyond our wildest imaginations. Is this missing sample the first evidence of life beyond Earth? Or is it just a strange and unusual scientific anomaly? Only time will tell as the engineers investigate and try to solve the mystery of the missing rock sample. The rover is also in good shape, and it will embark on an extended mission to explore the nearby Delta Top territory. The mission's focus has shifted to the reclamation of Martian samples, which will be accomplished by a Lockheed Martin Mars Ascent vehicle. The samples will then be transferred to a European Space Agency-built spacecraft for eventual delivery to scientists on Earth. NASA estimates that the sample retrieval lander will land by 2028, with samples arriving on Earth by 2033. We hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, and watch these ones as well.